Hello, I'm Rena, and I am in charge of the foreign teacher training for our Altiora schools. I'm going to talk today about the PlayTree program. PlayTree is an English listening development program for 5 years old. We provide a classroom environment where the students watch, listen, and move to help them distinguish sounds and understand the meaning of sounds. This is an Altiora PlayTree schedule. It's a 20-day schedule. From day 1 to day 8, you have the starter course. During the starter course, the students are going to learn the basic concepts and words during this time. And they're going to use the storybooks during this time. The other part of the course is the intensive course, and that's day 9 through 20. And they're going to apply and develop the basic concepts that they learned during the starter lesson. So that means they're going to be taking those sentences they learned during the starter course and making them longer. Now let's talk about PlayTree objectives. We have 3 of them. First, improve listening skills. Second, listen and comprehend 200 target words in a year. Third, practice simple conversation using target words. Now, how are you going to accomplish these objectives? Let's talk about that next. PlayTree deals with basic concepts to make kids easily understand English. For example, colors, numbers, and shapes. These are the main interests for 5-year-old kids, so they are trying to listen and comprehend these themes. Now let's look at the PlayTree yearly educational plan. We have our starter plan and we have our intensive plan. As you can see, the themes for both these courses are the same. But during the starter course, the students are learning the basic concepts of the unit's theme. Then when they move on to the intensive course later in that month, they're going to develop it further and learn to expand the sentences that they're learning. Now let's talk about the materials that you're going to be using during PlayTree. We have volumes 1 through 10, and it's our storybook. Every lesson has a different chant as well, and the chants are related to the theme in the storybooks. Kids are going to listen and comprehend the words from the chants with various activities planned in the following days. Now let's talk about the physical components of a PlayTree class. You're going to have, for the starter course, the storybook. And there's 10 volumes of this storybook. And each storybook has 32 pages. But the goal of this is the students to develop their listening skills, not their reading skills. So your job as a teacher is to really read this story to them and have the students listen and comprehend and just engage with the story. Also, which we'll touch on later when we're going through each day of the class, you're only going to be using this actual physical book on day 7 and day 8. Another thing we're going to talk about more in detail are the chants of PlayTree. Every lesson has a different chant, and the chants are always related to the theme. And then again, this is to help the students develop their listening and their comprehension skills. We also include some games that go with the chant and things like that, but we'll talk about that more in detail later. Now, let's look at the monthly plan for the starter course. Again, every class has a chant dealing with the theme of the day's lesson. And again, PlayTree is developing those listening skills. And so chants are what are going to be used. We're also going to be using games, and the games allow the students to make connections to the words they learned in the chant and help them absorb the material better. And like I said just at the previous slide, the physical storybook is only needed on day 7 and day 8. Now let's look at the class flow for the starter class. As you can see here, we have day 1 through 8. These are simply screenshots from the materials that you're going to use during the class period. Day 1 through 4, it focuses on one part of the theme. For example, with PlayTree 3, shapes. The focus is on the word circle and getting the kids to understand that basic concept of a circle being a shape. That's why if you see under these screenshots, we have the goals of the lesson. On day 1, the goal is to draw a circle. Day 2 through 3, it's to make a circle. And day 4, when you're going to check and see if they're understanding this concept, is that they can find a circle. Days 5 through 6 is expanding that basic knowledge that they learned day 1 through 4. And they're going to be learning a few more words and a few more actions. So if you look at day 5 through 6 with the expansion, the goal is for them to understand, listen and understand the sentence, what shape is it? And also for them to understand and also speak, it's a circle, it's a triangle. And then finally, day 7 through 8 is where the physical storybook comes into place. Your job as a teacher is to read this book to the students. Their job is not to read this to you. Their job is to listen and comprehend it. And then as you go through the pages in the book with the kids, the goal of day 7 and 8 is to say all the shapes that they see in the storybook, okay? Now, we're going to go in a lot more detail of these days in the following slides. What I want to address first before we do that is that we're not going to talk about every single part of the class. We're just going to talk about the highlights of each of the classes. Now, there are warm-up activities and follow-up activities around this highlight that we've chosen to talk about. Your job is to really familiarize yourselves with the entire class flow for each day during your prep time. Let's begin by talking about day 1. Day 1 begins with a song-focused lesson. And whenever you play a song with your students during PlayTree, it's very much a action, moving the body time during the class. So the kids should really be following the actions or copying your actions if you need to create actions during this time. If the students are sitting down, maybe have them stand up, but if that's not possible, they should be moving their arms, they should be swaying in their chairs, they should be active during this time. So let's watch the first video.
Little circle, big circle, little circle, big circle, half circle, big circle, W, W, E, E, E.
So what word did you hear? That's right, circle. And that's the goal of this lesson. It's for the students to listen and comprehend what a circle is. Some of the activities we'll do on this day after the video is air drawing like they did in the video and using the body to help the students understand circle. This video that we showed you is just the highlight of the lesson. There's a lot more that happens during day 1, which you will need to familiarize yourself with during your prep time. Now, let's talk about day 2 through 3. This is to really help the students realize the meaning of the target word through movements in this lesson. So if the desks are in the way, the chairs are in the way, take the time to get them out of the way so the students have space to move, because that's really going to help them understand these target words. So let's take a look at what happens on day 2 through 3.
Time to make a circle. Make a circle, big, 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 small, 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 big, big, big. Make a circle, small, 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 hello, hello, hello.
So again, they're trying to understand the basic concept of a circle, but we're also throwing in size during this day. Big, 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 small, small, small. And what do you think your students should be doing during this time when they're watching this video? Are they sitting down and just watching it? No, they're following the exact same actions that are happening in this video. So the kids are holding hands, they're making a circle with you in there with them and making it big, 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 making it small, small, small. Again, this is just the highlight of the lesson. There's lots more that's going to happen during day 2 through 3. So really, really take the time to look at what's going to happen on these days during your prep time. Let's go to day 4. Day 4 is kind of a checkup day to see if they've really grasped this basic concept that they've learned from day 1 to day 3. Here, they're just going to look around their classroom. You're going to call on a student and ask them, can you find the circles? And they're going to point out as many circles as they can. This game allows the students to understand the meaning of the word, and also, like I said, you're testing them without actually testing them to see how they've progressed over the past few days. Now, is a circle the only shape? No, it's not. The students are now going to expand their basic concept over day 5 and 6. So, here, day 5 and 6, the lessons are going to expand to include the sentence, what shape is it? And it's a circle. It's a They're going to acquire all the target words of this month by singing chants. So let's listen to the chant used for this day. Oh, it's Matt, teacher.
What shape is it? What shape is it? It's a circle. It's a circle. What shape is it? What shape is it? It's a triangle. It's a triangle. What shape is it? What shape is it? It's a square. It's a square.
I want to take a moment and say again that, you need to watch all these songs and chants before you're in the classroom. You should never be watching the videos for the first time in the classroom, because you need to know what actions you need to include during the song in case it doesn't have a person in the video doing actions for you. So for example, in this, we've heard what shape is it, and it's a circle, it's a square, it's a triangle. So you need to have some kind of hand movement for the kids to also follow, because that's really going to help them understand and grasp these concepts. Day 7 and 8 are speaking-based lessons. We're going to listen and comprehend the storybook. And the goal is for the students to develop their listening comprehension skills, and remember, not their reading skills. Let's listen to the storybook and see what's inside.
What shape is it?
What shape is it?
It's a circle.
What shape is it?
It's a triangle.
So as you can see with the storybook, we're using what shape is it? It's a circle, it's a triangle. Those are the sentences the students have learned from day 1 to day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6. They know these sentences. And the storybook is just a fun way for them to really comprehend those sentences. This allows the students to, learn English and understand English without having to read English, because remember, this is a 5-year-old program. When you're doing these day 7 and day 8 with the storybook, you need to be repeating the storybook several times with the kids so they really, really comprehend it. And as you're reading it and watching the audio book and things like that, you need to be pointing out expressions and shapes and having the students answer you and, say, it's a circle, it's a triangle, or anything like that with the other books as well. So let me show you how to encourage the kids to say the target words using the storybook next. Now, over the next few slides, I want you to be my student, and I'm going to be your teacher. Are you ready?
Yes.
I love pizza. What shape is it? Can you say that too? What shape is it?
What shape is it?
It's a square.
Square.
Let's say it together. Ready? It's a square.
It's a square.
Wow! Can you say wow?
Wow.
Let's say this together. Ready? What
What
shape is it? What shape is it?
What shape is it?
It's a triangle,
No.
a square,
No.
a heart.
No.
What shape is it? It's a circle. Very good. So I just did a short demonstration of how you should do the story time with the kids. As you're reading, don't just read through the story. Take moments to listen and repeat with the kids. Make you yourself as the teacher maybe make a mistake to really check the kids' progress to see if they really understand and making connection to the picture. Like we said earlier, their goal is not to read that sentence, but to look at this picture and recognize that a pizza is a circle. Now, let's talk about the intensive course. So during the intensive course, we're going to continue to use PlayTree 3. And these are examples of some of the materials you're going to use for PlayTree during the intensive course. You have your workbook, and then inside the workbook, here we have our storybook, and we have 2 of those. Here's one, here's the second one. And then we have our playbook. So that's 4 books that should come with this, the workbook and then the 3 little books that I showed you inside. Every lesson, again, has a chant. The chant is a little bit of a higher level chant compared to days 1 through 8. But just like day 1 through 8, it's related to the theme. And here the students are going to continue to develop the target words from the chants with a game, but they're also going to include a couple of extra things. So let's take a look at that. Now let's continue with talking about the PlayTree intensive course by looking at the flow of the classes, which are days 9 through 20. They're going to continue to apply and develop their target words by playing games and listening to videos. Since we're talking about PlayTree 3 and they've been learning about shapes, they're not just learning about shapes. They're going to be talking about how many sides a shape can have on days 13 through 15. And they're also going to really develop their descriptive speaking from days 16 to 18. And then from days 19 to 20, they're going to practice their conversation skills and learn a nursery rhyme. These days, 19 through 20, are really fun in an interactive way to end the lesson for the month. We're going to be using just day 9 as a sample, but just be aware that this what we're going to be talking about is also for days 10 through 15. And we're going to start by listening to the upper level chant.
Go, go, square, go, go, rectangle. Go, go, square, go, go, rectangle. Go, go, circle, go, go, triangle. Go, go, circle, go, go, triangle. Hurry, hurry, square, rectangle is coming. Hurry, hurry, square, rectangle is coming. Faster, faster, circle, triangles behind you. Faster, faster, circle, triangles behind you. Square, oh square, you can do it, hurry up. You don't know how fast you are.
So as you can see in this chant, there are shapes in this chant, but there's also a lot of extra words such as hurry, hurry, go, go, faster, faster. And I kind of demonstrated as the chant was playing, like using my body, which is something you definitely need to do with these upper level chants. Like there needs to be action, there needs to be hand movements, and the kids should really be up and active during this time. So this has been like a highlight of what days 9 through 15 are going to be like, but don't forget what we have been showing you are highlights of the lesson, but there's lots more information you need to familiarize yourself with during your prep time in order to effectively teach these classes. Let's talk more about the playbook. When you're looking at the pages, you're going to be reviewing with the kids what shapes they've been learning during the starter course. You can ask questions like, what shape is it? Or how many sides does it have? And check up on their understanding of what is a shape and how many sides a shape has. After they've had a chance to remember all the shapes using the workbook pages, we're going to move on to a game. And we can play the game called Go Faster, Stop. A teacher is going to stand up and you're going to start walking and you're going to say, go. The kids are going to follow you and they're going to copy what you're doing. You can start walking faster and stop, and then the kids can understand the meaning of go, faster, and stop through these movements that you're doing during the class time. Next, you're going to up the difficulty of this game, but not by much. This time, you're going to be doing the same. The kids are going to be doing the movements, but you're not going to move. You're going to stand off towards the side at this time, and you're just going to say, go faster, stop, go, faster, stop. And the kids need to move according to what they hear. If they hear go, they start walking. If they hear faster, they start going faster. And if they hear stop, they stop. They need to understand those 3 words that are saying the most during the game. Now, continuing on, we should check how well the kids understand the meaning of the words. So we're going to take a look at the picture and you're going to ask, who are they? Yes, they're square, they're triangle. And then you're going to ask, who goes faster? Square goes faster or rectangle goes faster? Very good. Square goes faster. Then we're going to look at another picture. We're going to ask the kids, who's in the picture? What shape is it? What shapes do they see? Who is going faster? Triangle or circle? You can also ask, who is behind circle? And you could have the kids ask or say, triangle is behind circle. And then we have, of course, another picture for you to check their progress, make sure they're recognizing their shapes and so forth. So who do we see in this picture? we have heart and star. And who goes faster? Heart goes faster. So what should star do? Star should hurry up. So this is the kind of game you're going to play during the intensive course from days 9 through 15. This is just a sample of what you're going to be doing. And this is just for the kids to understand more words and expressions and adding on to the basic concepts they've already learned during the starter, which was days 1 through 8. Now let's take a look at a daily lesson plan for a PlayTree class. Daily lessons for PlayTree are 40-minute long classes. And like I mentioned earlier, when we were going through the various days, we mostly focus on the highlight. But as you can see here, there's a lot more to a PlayTree class. With the warm-up, you're going to sing the theme song with the kids. The kids should be very active during this time because they're warming up for the class. They're starting to learn what the basic concepts they're going to learn this month through this song. Then you're going into random play. Random play is a review of the chant as well as an activity to really drive home those basic concepts that they've been exposed to in the warm-up song. Then you're going into the daily song. The daily song is kind of a moment for the kids just to sit and listen to a new song. And that song is going to come in handy during game. During the game, first, they're going to play a game related to the daily song. And then second, they're going to comprehend the meaning of the words from the song. You should really be spending the most amount of time of the 40-minute class during the game. This is where the kids really get to practice these target words and really listen and comprehend, which are the two skills that are most important to the PlayTree program. Finally, a daily lesson is going to wrap up with a repeat of the daily song. Please don't skip this part of the lesson because at this point, the kids get to listen to this song again and hopefully incorporate some of the actions that they learned during the game. Because when they listened to it before the game, they didn't do anything. They just sat and watched and listened to this video. By repeating this song in the wrap-up, you can see that they really developed some language skills during that game because then they might be doing the actions during the wrap-up time. So, before we part ways, we're going to show a actual real-life class learning day 1 of the PlayTree program. This way you can get a real feel of the atmosphere of what it's like in a classroom. That's a wrap up for the PlayTree program. I hope you have a wonderful time teaching this program and see you next time.